I'm Dane, and this is Dan Explains. People often describe God with all this or all that. In fact, he's probably the most all that being in existence. The two most well-known descriptors are all-powerful and all-knowing. There's a third one that most people outside of Christian circles probably haven't heard much of, and that's all good. All good means that everything God does is good. Although sometimes it seems like God does or creates things that are contradictory to the idea that he's all good. Now, I've already gone over reasons why God is harsh in the Old Testament in another video. You can watch it after this one. But if God is all good, then why did he create the place of torture and pain we know of as hell? Let me explain why. If God is so good that he's called all good, then how could he make a bad place like hell? Hell is always universally portrayed as a place of punishment. With good reason. It is. Demons hate humans because we are made in the image and likeness of God, who they hate. So whenever a demon sees a human, the human will remind that demon of God. Demons can't attack God, but they can attack God's image, us. While we're alive, we're relatively protected. Demons can't force themselves on us, and they can't be forced on us either. That's another video I did recently as well if you're interested in that. However, they'll have direct access to humans that have been sent to hell. So, they can and are torturing them without mercy and without end, since hell is forever. Before the final resurrection, humans in hell have no body, so the same physical torture we feel here is not possible. That will eventually change at the end of time with the final resurrection. Not only will the saved get their bodies back, but so will the damned. Then they will be thrown into hell, body and all, and at that point, they will be in physical pain, like we can be here. Hell is also torture for the demons as well. The biggest pain is having seen God, then being deprived of God forever. This is, of course, a hate-love kind of feeling, because they both hate God and want to be with him. A good analogy is how people often hate their exes, at the same time as wanting their ex. But they want their ex to be the way they want them, and not the way they are. These pains are both a punishment and a consequence. The thing we have to remember is, punishment isn't evil as long as it's just, and that God is the most just being, so the punishment you get in either purgatory or hell will be the most just one you get. So hell is a place of punishment because of God's justice. Think of all the evil people who committed unspeakable crimes, only to kill themselves just before being captured in order to evade justice. Spoiler alert, they failed. In hell, humans go through a similar pain as demons for similar reasons. Think about getting just a glimpse of the beatific vision, aka seeing God in our particular judgment. This makes us want God. Waiting after this point is one of the biggest pains people who go to purgatory experience. But for people destined for hell, it gets flipped on its head, similar to how it works with demons. God can see everything you ever did, and every thought you ever had. During the moment of judgment, the judged will feel the complete penetration of God's knowing. For the damned, this will cause fear of God's justice, and the damned will want to flee from that. Going back to the relationship analogy, imagine if you really like somebody, and you wanted to marry them, yet you committed unspeakable crimes against them and others, and that person knows everything you did. Even though you want to be with them, it would require to put yourself under their power. You fear what would happen if you did that. To put it even more simply, imagine if you were a narcissist, if you could put your head in that space for just a moment, and you abused somebody, mentally or physically, whom you saw and liked just to spitefully get their attention, because you felt like they were too good for you, and that was the only way to get their attention. After that point, in spite of the fact you want that person, you would also be driven to avoid them, due to the fear of being recognized and thrown into jail, because of what you did to them. The takeaway is no one in hell wants to be in heaven. It's us who pick our final destination. So hell exists because some beings God created do not want to be in his presence. And beyond the end of time, only two things will exist, heaven and hell. So eventually, there will only be one place for those who don't want to be with God, and that's hell. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button. Subscribe to my channel and ding the bell to get notified when I post new videos. Also, please support me on Patreon to get extra content and special perks. Link in the description. The more people support me, the more time I can dedicate to making videos like this one. So, until next time, have a great week.